All right, in today's episode of E-commerce Insider, we're gonna look at the world of e-commerce, market, trend, and growth. So we're gonna break down three components. We're gonna look at online retailers, we're gonna look at market growth, and then we're gonna look at market leaders as well. All right, perfect. So we're gonna take a look at the global market. We wanna see exactly how the global market impacts where we currently are and where we're trying to go and what the trends are. All right, based on the growth trajectory, and then also we're going to take a look at who the market leaders are. But before we can get to this, let's define what e-commerce is first, right? E-commerce is electronic transaction. Any online transaction will be considered as an e-commerce. So that could be business to business or business to consumer, right? So all that is taken into consideration when we're talking about the word e-commerce. But for us, specifically because we're focused on retail and online retail to be specific, is we want to look at the online trends, we want to look at the online market, but understanding the global market as well helps us to see how we fit with an umbrella. All right. So the first thing I want to take a look at is the global market growth, right? So the global market growth in 2020, the market growth was about $5.211 trillion, right? So you can kind of see over time how it has grown. Right, in 2021, it went up to 5.211. Actually, stayed is about the same. It didn't even go up. But this is a total global market. And when we're talking about e-commerce, some people might look at this and say, but 2020 and 2021, why didn't that go up? We're just looking at overall global market transaction. We're not looking at online retail, right? For online retail, it was a little bit different, right? Because as you can remember, there was a lot of things going on there at that time that helped the retail market to skyrocket. But because we're just looking at the global transaction overall as e-commerce, right, being electronic transaction, you can see kind of stay stable because some stuff might have gone up, but other stuff might have actually dropped, right? So that kept it kind of leveled out. And 2022, that was about $5.717 trillion, right? So that went up a little bit because the economy came back, right? A lot of the countries opened up, started opening up, right? Restrictions were lifted. People were moving again, right? People were able to fly. So there was a lot of some of the events that took place here, like flight restrictions were lifted. So people were able to fly. So that's why that budged a little bit, okay? And then if we went 2023, where we're currently at, the projection for by the end of the year is actually projected to be at $6.913 trillion, right? So again, going up from 2022. And that growth is due to now the economy is only opening up even more, right? More countries, there's way less restrictions as there were in 2022. You're able to fly anywhere you want. You know, there's the economy is moving a lot. There's a lot more import and export happening. The port, I don't know if you remember, 2020, 2021, there was a lot of restriction, especially, we're in the US. When import from China was coming in, there was a lot of stuff being get caught up on the port, right? Things weren't able to come in. The logistics of it was not as smooth as it should have been. Because of that, also that could impact the growth of an economy, right? And the growth of transactions. So things weren't being delivered to people when they order it. Things were being returned. People had to wait a long time, where by 2023, it was running a little bit smoother. Right? So that also contributed to the growth. So 2024, it's projected now, we're projecting forward, right? Looking at next year as to 6.913 trillion, right? So you can see it went up slightly, not as big, but it went up slightly. Again, it's growing. 2025, again, projection is 7.528 trillion. So again, now the growth is happening again. The economy is back to running smoothly. Again, we're talking about global market, right? So we're not just talking about US or Canada or a specific country. We're looking at the global market. 2026, it's projected to be about $8.148 trillion, right? So again, the economy is growing. Overall transaction online is increasing dramatically compared to where we were at 2020, okay? So with that understanding of the global market, some of the global leader when it comes to the transaction online, you're looking country like China is definitely number one, right? Because their e-commerce and retail space is just, it's bananas, right? It's crazy. They're number one. You're looking at the US economy. You have the UK as well. I'll say Brazil is up there as well. So there's a lot of different, and we'll put a whole list of the different countries by percentage. So that way you can see exactly which country is leading the pack, okay? And with that said, so when we're looking at these transactions, again, these are specific overall e-commerce transaction versus now what we're going to take a look at is just market leaders. And then we'll look at the retail as to the growth of it. So some of the market leader, when we're looking at e-commerce, specifically on retail side, some of the market leaders are obviously Alibaba, right? Again, we talk about China being the leader. And when it comes to e-commerce transaction, a lot of that happens, through websites like Alibaba, JD, right? So there's a lot of those lead that pack in China. Then you have Amazon.com, right? A lot of people in the US are so used to purchasing things online through Amazon. So that leads the pack when it comes to transaction online, right? So they do a lot of transaction online. Apple is another one, right? They do a lot of transactions online as well. This one is B2W, which is a Brazilian company, actually, is an online retail company. Actually, also is a very, very big company in Brazil. So they do a lot of transactions online. The next one is Walmart. Walmart, for the longest time, did not focus online, right? They were not online at all. They were not doing any transaction online until they saw their rival, Amazon, really taking the lead, causing them to really start investing heavily in their online transaction, right? So building out their online presence. They build out their whole e-commerce, start buying companies, and they really wanted to compete with Amazon. The beauty of when you look at a company like Walmart is they already have warehouses. They use their stores as warehouses, where Amazon had to build out a whole warehouse, different warehouses to host their product that were coming in, where Walmart already had that. So it's easy for them to just start investing money to try to catch up to Amazon. Are they going to catch up? That's still yet to be seen, right? So the next one you see is JD. This is Jingdong, which is a Chinese company. They also are very big, similar to Alibaba. They're very, very big company in China. So again, they do a lot of transaction as well. This is actually Zulado is a Germany company. They're a retail company in Germany. So they're also a very big player in the online marketplace. A lot of people have not heard of them unless if you're Europe, in Germany, right? You've heard of them. eBay is another one that's a very, very big player. They used to be the top dog. Over the year, they've fallen because of the lack of investment, the lack of innovation. Amazon has taken a lot of those business away from eBay. And then Walmart is also stepping in, taking business away from eBay as well. But eBay is still trying to compete in the marketplace, right? So you have all the other specialty marketplace like Etsy, and I'm trying to remember the name of all the specialty marketplace. But Etsy is probably one of the biggest one that, at least in the US, people have heard of, a specialty market. Those are also creeping up. They're really working hard to try to be on the leader pack. So these are some of the leaders, and a lot of them but below this list, there's still other smaller marketplace that are fighting for space and they're trying to come up. But part of that is because they're looking at leaders like Amazon and Alibaba and Walmart, what they're doing, and then they're able to utilize these as a launching pad to come up as well. So with that understanding, now it's important for us to understand what online retail percentage looks like. For our online retail percentage, we want to look at the growth by percentage. Right? So we already know who the leaders are, right? When it comes to online market. Now the question is, we're going to look at just overall market trend over the next few years as to where the trend is going, right? So you can see it's been growing over the years, and it's going to continue to grow. And again, this is overall global market growth we're looking at. All right. So we're not looking specifically, as to the transaction that was happening during, COVID and stuff like that. We're not looking at that. We're just looking at overall market growth and trend as to where the market is going. All right. So for that, you can see this in 2021, it was about 19.2% overall transaction based on the global market of e-commerce, right? So 19.2% of that was just online retail, right? And then you look at 2022, 19.3% of that was just retail, online retail. And then 2023, 20.2% of that was online retail as well, right? So as you can see, the trends are continuously to grow. By 2026, it will reach about 23.3% of that will be online retail. A few things that we're gonna do, we're gonna create more videos like this to actually break down each component. For example, looking at these market leaders as to who by percentage, who's leading by what percentage, based on what percentage leading the online retail, right? Based on these market leaders. So we're gonna do more videos like this where we're gonna break down even a little bit more in detail. If that's something that you would like to see more in detail for us to break down the online market and online retail and to see who's actually leading the pack and how are they leading the pack, what technology they've used and stuff like that, leave a comment below and I'll make sure to create those videos. This way, again, as we go, our goal is to continuously, as an e-commerce insider, to break down the market in detail that allows you to be able to see how these trends help you to prepare yourself for the future of the market, right? Because again, as you can see, the overall transaction online, it's not slowing down, right? E-commerce transaction is where it's gonna be happening. It's gonna continuously to grow. And then on top of that, as you can see for retail, right, that also will continue to grow. So it's not gonna slow down anytime soon. So the question now becomes, how do you prepare yourself to be able to take advantage of what's going to be happening in the next few years, right? By 2026, we're already looking at 23.3% just online retail growth, right? That's big, right? So if you're already in this space, the question is, how can I keep taking advantage of that? Where is that trend going? What's actually causing for this to continuously to grow, right? Is it new product being launched in the marketplace? Is it new processing software? Is it what is causing for the market to continuously to grow? So these are the few things that we're going to take a look at in the next few videos that we're going to be creating, right? We're going to look at the market leaders, what percentage are they leading by, right? Based on maybe revenue, percentage-wise, right? Based on where they were to where they are now and where they're going. So we can take a look at that. The next thing is we'll break down this as well, online retail. So we can look at, for example, we can take a look at during COVID, right? How that was impacted as well, how retail was impacted as well. So again, as I said, if these are the type of videos you want to see, leave a comment below and I'll make sure to break it down and create videos. And then just keep giving us feedback so that way we can keep improving the content. We look forward to providing you more insights in e-commerce and helping you grow your business.